Hello guys, RiderTech here. I think it's time to do a review of my motorcycle. I bought the CB125R in August of 21. I've done the 6,000 kilometers revision like last week, and I think it's time to do talk about what I think of the bike. What the fuck, man? What I think of the bike, what I like, what I don't like, and what it's like to live with this bike. So, first of all, I'm putting it on the screen a little clip of the bike on the ground, well, not moving, and I will put also the specs on the screen because I don't know anything by heart. But well, there you go. Feel free to pause the video to check everything. But it's nothing way too mind-blowing. The 21 model that this is has two updates from the previous one. The first update is on the suspension. It has better suspension, and it also has an updated motor with the max horsepower allowed for this category. So this is a A1 bike, so it's limited to 15 horsepower. It's mandatory by law, so every bike that you buy that is A1 will have this kind of horsepower. The Honda was not on the limit. It was updated in 2001 and 21 to be on that limit, and this is the bike that they did. It's the same chassis as the 300 model. The 300 model, it's no longer sold in Portugal new because of Euro 5. The same thing happened with the Ninja 400. So if you are on a country that still sells them, great for you. Those are great A2 bikes, and probably if I was buying something new and would have already my license, that's what I would probably bought. This on the 300 model or the Ninja 400 or the Z400. It's the naked variant. So the good about this bike, it has behavior of a bigger bike. During my A license classes, I had the opportunity to ride various motorcycles, and this behaves more like a CB500F than a 125. I learned on the Keyway something, and it was way more finicky than this bike. This bike is a proper big 125. It's very stable, very inspires confidence when you put it on the side of the tire, and is very predictable. Also, it has very good brakes. The brakes on this thing is something amazing. Just check. Almost full stop. No ABS, so we still have a little bit to use. It has very good brakes, and it shows. It inspires confidence. So that's the good. The good is the handling, the lightness. It turns side to side really fast. That's the good. The bad, the power. So basically you can take this anywhere except a freeway. If you go to the freeway, expect to be miserable. It's a naked, so you will get the wind in your face, but that's not it. The problem is this bike has good acceleration and you feel power until you reach around 100 kilometers per hour. After that, the bike starts to struggle. So basically you can reach 136, 137 downhill with a good wind. So when I say good wind, it's not a good wind in your favor, it's just not having a wind against you. But it will limit, the engine will limit it at 137 kilometers per hour. If you are riding this on a freeway, you will constantly be on the engine limit, and besides the point that you can have an engine failure if you are always on the limit. Hondas are reliable, but if you are always on the limit, you will wear the engine faster. So keep that in mind. But the main problem is that since you are since you are on the limit, you have no power to get out of situations. So somebody cuts you off, your only recourse is to brake or do evasive maneuvers. If the evasive maneuver needs some kind of acceleration for you to move out of the way, you cannot do it. So that's the main problem with the 1 to 5 bikes. At some speeds you have no recourse unless to brake. So that's why when you ride a bike like this, you do what I call passing chess. So you have to anticipate, to position yourself, and to always be on the constant lookout in order to have a space to escape if somebody does anything unexpected. You should always do that, but it's more pronounced when you are on a bike like this. So be careful. Besides that, other negatives. Okay, this bike, although it has a nice passenger seat, it's a little bit redundant. You should not be too riding with this bike because it's pretty small. The engine has little power, so it will be miserable for both, especially if you do anything long. Short trips around town, sure, but anything too long, it sucks. Another great thing for this bike is if you are going around towns in the city, it's really agile. You can nice bike. Oh, they are I think they are going to put it on the tow truck in India. So basically it's great for going around town. It's pretty agile. You can move, you can filter pretty easily. You don't have to be a pro motorcyclist, had a lot of experience, because the bike is really light. It has light inputs, so basically it's very forgiving. Since it has low mass and low power, you can wrestle it into control more easily. So unless you do something stupid, you probably are okay. If you have a bigger bike, that's not the case. So my verdict: I'm happy with the bike. It serves its purpose. It allowed me to train for my exam. I bought it during my classes, because due to COVID the exam was delayed and I needed a new mode of transportation. But besides that, I'm pretty happy with it. It was great learning. It was a great learning tool. Still is. Still allows me to learn how to corner, and be relatively safe about it, because you don't need to ring the even if you ring the shit out of this bike, you will never be going into stupid fast speeds, and that's one of the main problems with a bigger bike, especially if you're not experienced. You just do a little bit of throttle, and when you look down you are going crazy fast, and that's a problem later. Is a great learning tool, yes. So well, how long do I plan to keep it? That's depending on your comfort zone and how well it will resell. In Portugal, 125s are a little bit strange, because you can actually drive one with a car license and just being old enough, and because of that you basically can there's always demand for this kind of bike, so I don't expect to lose a lot of value. That's another con of this bike. It's a bit expensive for what it is. It's basically a 300 with a 125 motor, and that shows. And because of that, you basically get saddled with a premium price with a bike that it's a little bit limited. And because of that, I plan to upgrade, maybe soon, maybe not, depends on the market and what I can get for this. That's the main problem. I still feel that the bike is not limiting me, at least in riding ability. In the trips that I can take, I think it's limiting me. I basically cannot do anything too long or with the highways in the middle. I basically have to go through national roads to conclude then. Should you buy it? If you want a premium 125 bike that will stay in top shape for a long time, that you can learn the behavior of a bigger bike without the power, either because you cannot drive a bigger bike or because you don't want more power, this is a great bike. It has a nice styling. It's an Honda. The revisions that I did have been relatively cheap, like 60 euros both times. It has mainly been oil and some tightening up of things. So basically nothing. So that's it. My defense is, if you want a bike to go around the city and have fun, use this one. If you want anything with more power, get another bike. This one has the limit of a 125. It's really limited. If you are learning and you want to have a nice bike, this is great because it has the behavior of a bigger bike, so you will learn easier to do maneuvers with this bike. If you can afford it, because it's a little bit expensive for what it is. If you want a bike just to commute to work and you don't want shifting or something like that, get the PC6. What the fuck, man? But if you want bike with shifting and good aspects and from a great manufacturer, this is it. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And if you want to check my videos about top speed or going between traffic besides what you saw today, you have some videos about that on the channel. And please subscribe, comment, enjoy. See ya.